Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your Juventus versus Chelsea Champions League match week number 2 match preview. This is the biggest game so far in the Champions League season. It's arguably the toughest game that is available to us in this group. Juventus are really struggling in the Italian league in Serie A right now. No Cristiano Ronaldo. That makes the prospect a little better. There's also no Paulo Dybala, which is good news. Giorgio Chiellini has been rested in the build-up to this game. There is a big talk that Romelu Lukaku has never scored against Chiellini, be it playing in Italy or playing against Italy in international competition. Before we get into anything though, I do want to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson Football Channel, and if we can hit 3,000 likes before kickoff for this massive Champions League encounter, then I will be a very happy man. Chelsea need to be looking at this one, yes, as the toughest game that we're probably going to play in this group. Going to Turin is never easy. It's going to be relatively intimidating. Juventus, despite their league form, they did win their opening game in this Champions League group, and they're going to be looking at this one as a big opportunity. Anybody who plays against Chelsea this season in the Champions League, there's an added spice to it. There's an added edge to the tie because Chelsea are the champions of Europe. It's only taken me a minute and a half to get to the point, but we are the European champions. We want to retain our trophy, and we are the biggest scalp this season that any team that could possibly face us can have. So Juve are going to really want to prove a point here that no Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't mean relegation and omission from Europe's greatest competition into the Europa League come Christmas. They're going to want to get a result here to really cement their place within this group. Many people are saying, because of the injuries that Chelsea have, no Mason Mount, no N'Golo Kante, no Christian Pulisic. There is one more injury, but I cannot remember who it is. Reece James is also out, of course, as I almost forgot there. Reece James could be out for a couple of weeks. Chelsea are missing some key players, but with the depth we have in this squad, I still believe that any side that we face tonight in terms of the team that we actually field is going to be good enough to go to Italy and actually win the game. I think a draw, in hindsight, wouldn't be the worst result because Juventus still need to come to Chelsea. It's only match week number 2. You know, we've already played Zenit, didn't play the best, but we got the result. 3 points is all we needed in that one. But I do think tonight that Chelsea can go there and smell blood. It's also an opportunity to bounce back from not only the result against Manchester City, but I think the way that Thomas Tuchel speaks about this game, the way that the players have built this game up too, I think everybody knows that it was a feeble attempt of a result against Manchester City the other night, and Chelsea will want to rectify that as soon as they possibly can. And what better way to do so than to go to one of the biggest teams in Italy, to go to Juventus and get a big result to prove to people that Chelsea have got the minerals to actually go out there and challenge to retain the Champions League trophy that we so proudly have in our glistening trophy cabinet. But I know it's match day. I know that you guys are either at school, you're at work, you got things to do. So without any further ado, we are going to go straight in to my team for this game today. And we begin with the goalkeeper, and Edouard Mendy keeps his place. Again, I say the same thing in every single match preview, but I feel as though the more I reiterate it, the less questions I get about why is it always Mendy? Kepa's been doing good. Kepa's been doing great. And I think we've really got to enjoy the luxury that comes with having 2 top-class goalkeepers. But Edouard Mendy, I think he doesn't really get the praise in the global footballing sense that the man probably deserves. So I need to keep reiterating here on GBFC. And we then move into a centre-back 3. And the back 3, Trevor Chalobah. What a massive night this could be for him. But Andreas Christensen keeps the place in the right centre-back with Thiago Silva in the middle and Tony Rudiger on the left. What I really like about Chalobah, and why I did actually think long and hard about playing Chalobah in that right centre-back role, and then my option would have been Silva or Christensen in the centre. Chalobah could do a really good job here. I think the fact that he's so confident with the ball at his feet, he carries the ball forward so well, and the progressive passes that he makes are in really good numbers so far this season. I just think that Christensen, about to sign a new deal, Thiago Silva, the experience at this level in what is a massive game. This would probably be Trevor Chalobah's biggest game of his career. For him there, with Silva fit, Christensen fit, and Tony Rudiger obviously owning that left centre-back role right now at Chelsea, I think that's the back 3 we're going to see. I had to mention Trevor because even though that is probably the strongest back three that we have with Reece James out injured, I feel as though Trevor Chalobah's performances certainly deserve Thomas Tuchel to be thinking about whether he puts him in the right centre-back role, because he certainly deserves it. Moving in to the wing-backs, and no surprises here with Reece James' injury, as Azpilicueta occupies the right wing-back role with Marcos Alonso on the left. I think this is a really big game for Chelsea, because if we don't get the result tonight, it not only puts us 3 points behind Juventus, but with the other games we've got left in the group, it really does leave us without the luxury of being able to know that after 5 games, or with the final game to go, we might have already won the group. Chelsea could be in that position if we get a result against Juventus tonight. If we get a result tonight, then Juventus have got 2 games against Zenit, and Zenit are a decent side. If they can pull points off them there, Chelsea then get maximum points too. Then against Malmo, we've got to expect to win both of those. Then with 2 Champions League games to go in a jam-packed season, Chelsea are in a much more luxurious position. So as much as I was thinking, maybe we put Ben Chilwell in there tonight, get him some minutes. This isn't the game to tinker with a winning formula. And despite losing to City at the weekend, Alonso was exposed a little bit at times, but we always know with Alonso that no matter how good the form is that he's in, against teams like City who press incredibly high, force Alonso into more defensive areas, it's not always going to be roses and gold petals from Marcos Alonso, is it? So Alonso is keeping his place. We move into a central midfield two of Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic. Now you might be thinking, Benson, you were talking the other day about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Surely he's got to start against Juventus. That's what you said in that 4-day late match review of the Man City game. Well, we're going to talk about Jorginho and Kovacic for a moment. Then you might find out if I've given Ruben one of the number 10s or not. Jorginho and Kovacic, experience, Champions League winners, big game players. This is their stage. No N'Golo Kante, unfortunately, has COVID. Get better soon. I hope I don't get demonetized for saying the C word, but it is what it bloody is. He's got the V, and he's not allowed to play it. I shouldn't be laughing about it. I don't mean it in that kind of context. You understand that. Jorginho and Kovacic can certainly do a good job. It gives Kovacic the license to go forward a bit more. And when you see the 2 players that I've put behind Romelu Lukaku, Ruben Loftus-Cheek in particular is in my starting 11. I think he's got to start this game. I think he did enough. And I think with Kante out, and Mason Mount out as well, this is the prime opportunity for him. I've not been convinced by the recent displays of Hakim Ziyech. Wasn't convinced by Timo Werner's performance again against City on Saturday as well. And I think Ruben, alongside Kai Havertz behind Romelu Lukaku, is actually a really good balance for Chelsea today. We're not just talking about the form that Ruben Loftus-Cheek has, but if there is going to be some big battles, which there could be, Juventus have got some really big, strong players in their side, engines that like to control the game. I think Ruben is a great combative approach that Chelsea could have in this game. If he's in there in the number 10s, Kovacic gets more of a license to progress in with that attack as well, with Jorginho anchoring the midfield to really split the play up when Chelsea are in the transition. And I think that Kai Havertz, he's not been on the best of form in the last few games, but at the same time, I think, this competition, the fact he scored that winning goal, I think sometimes when things aren't quite moving at the speed in which you'd want them to, you've really got to look at all of the different incentives that Chelsea have right now to put in a good show tonight, to really bounce back, like we've said, from that result against City. And I believe that the starting 11 that we've got on the screen now is one that is good enough to go to Turin and get a result. Now, my brain says that this could be a very difficult game, which it will be, and a draw wouldn't be the most dissatisfying result. However, you guys know me, I'm forever an optimist. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why you come to GBFC. You want to hear good news even when there's bad. And I do believe, despite the result and performance against City at the weekend, Chelsea are going to go to Juventus and pick up 3 points in the Champions League group with a 2-1 win and a Romelu Lukaku brace. That is my prediction. I think we'll concede a goal because I think they're going to be up for this one. They've really got to appease the fans at the moment. Allegri's back in charge. It's not going well. And Juventus at home in the Champions League desperately need this result. I think they'll score, maybe even score in first, which doesn't always bode well for a Thomas Tuchel Chelsea. But I think we're going to make a statement tonight. We saw City get humiliated in PSG last night. Not really humiliated. One of the best players in the history of the game scored his first PSG goal. They won 2-0. Liverpool humbled Porto, as they always do, in Portugal. And I think Chelsea might put a stamp down tonight with United drawing 0-0 against Villarreal. But anyway, That is my preview. That is your preview for Chelsea versus Juventus in Turin. Let me know your starting 11. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. And I will see you, I promise, for 6 things we learned straight after the game. Whether it's filmed on the phone, uploaded directly from the phone, with no editing. If that's what it has to be, that's what it'll be. Thank you guys for watching. Come on, you Blues.